Hi, I'm Laura.
I'm Arjen.
We're from Kowai, and
You're watching liveprog.
In Dynamo, Eindhoven, in the Netherlands, for the heavy, lazy Sunday afternoon, which is quite a mouthful. And here with Laura and Arjen from Kowai. You guys just performed here. What was it? How was it to play here?
Very hot.
It's always very hot.
Yeah, true. In the beginning of the set you think, okay, it's fine, yeah, I'm just performing, and then halfway through
and you start
like,
headbanging,
oh
and
my god.
stuff starts going wrong.
No, I think it went very well. There was a lot of audience and it was very nice to do. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Great venue, yeah.
Well, also an interesting concept, of course, doing a show on basically a bit of a festival on a Sunday afternoon, which is quite nice, with of course a few other bands beyond God and Ex Libris, all in the same vein, but yet still quite different. Now, I discovered Kowai through Facebook on the female-fronted metal bands from the Netherlands group, or I saw a link of your Bandcamp site, and I listened to the album, and I was kind of blown away instantly. And I had the pleasure to do a review of the album. This one, hope they can see it.
Yeah, it was a great review. Yes.
It was nice to hear the material live, but I'm a bit curious because I dug in, of course, a little bit in the name, especially of the band, which I found interesting. But maybe can you tell a little bit of the history of the band? How did the band start?
Well, how did it start? It started way back. I had a friend on the same, not the high school, it's a university, college. And he was a guitarist, and we had a course, and there was a class someday, and he brought his guitar. It's just a bit shorter. He brought his guitar, and he started playing, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And we decided to meet up later on, and to let me try his guitar, and that's how it started. I became infected by wanting to play guitar. And then I had another friend that liked drumming a bit, so he bought a drum kit, and we started with the three of us to play in some deserted office building, and it was pretty nice. So that's how Kowai started, actually, just three people who enjoyed making music, and we did that for a while, and after I think a year maybe. We decided to make a bit bigger, try to make it a bit bigger, to see how far we could get with the band, and that gave us a lot of trouble, actually, because getting solid players, people that have no issues with their personal lives and are just available for a band, is actually pretty difficult. So it wasn't until 2008, I think, that we had a pretty solid base.
Yeah.
As you probably know already.
That's why I joined.
That's what she joined.
Okay.
Yes. And Joost, the drummer, also joined, and Rick probably as well. At the time. And after that, we had a few minor changes along the way. Yeah, and here we are.
Okay.
So from three music enthusiasts to, I wouldn't say maybe semi-pro, but...
Just 6 music enthusiasts.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Well, when you started out, was it clear that you wanted a female singer, or is that something that just happened?
Well, actually, the other guitarist at that time was singing, and I was more he could already play guitar pretty well, and I just started out, so I was more like, okay, what should I play? Probably this. No, that's wrong. It's probably here. And he was a lot further away, a lot better on the guitar, and he could also sing while playing guitar. So at the very start, we just wanted to make music, and well, we chose some songs that he could sing, and so not directly, but as soon as we started to think about making the band a bit bigger and seeing how far we could get, we decided that we actually wanted a female vocalist. And, around that time, I think it was somewhere in 2006 or something that decision was made. Bands like Epica and you know the bunch, they became bigger and bigger. Yeah. And we were back then we were also big fans of that type of music. So that decision was easily made actually.
Okay. Okay. Now the band name was something I did mention in my review because it intrigued me a little bit. But how did you come up with that name?
How did we come up with it? Well, actually, me and the other guitarists are big Japan fans. I still am. I have a Japanese wife right now. But when we went around to choose actually the name of the band, we had a form or an Excel spreadsheet with a couple of names, and we just started voting for the band name, and we wanted to have a name that sounded cool, and it was pretty easy to remember. It shouldn't be a very long and difficult name, and it should be a bit catchy, and it should be something special, because if it's special, people tend to get interested by it, as you are. So it works. Yes. So eventually this was the name that came out of that actually.
Yeah, but it's, the only negative thing is because Kowai means to be scared or
scary.
But it's so similar to Kowai, which means cute. So everybody thinks, so you're calling yourself cute.
I think
you're very cute, right?
No.
I think it's definitely a very catchy name that can really stick with you. So that's a good choice then.
Yes.
The album is called Dissonance, and I'm terrible at lyrics. You know, if I have an album and I start reading the lyrics, I usually give up and just enjoy everything. But is there a theme in the music?
I'll leave this one up to you.
Yeah, there's definitely a theme in the music. Most of the songs are, melancholic, obviously, about loss, regrets, about past decisions that you've made. That maybe in that moment they were the correct decision, but later on you think, no, perhaps not. But also the difference actually between what you want and what you do, or what you choose to do because you think you can't do the other thing, for example. Mm-hmm. It's also obviously a musical concept, dissonance between like musical tones. Yeah. So we have that in a couple songs, I think, so that's where it relates to also. And it's funny because at the moment that we chose the title, I think 3 of the people in the band, also Daphne, who played the synths, she left now, studied psychology, and there's a psychological concept called cognitive dissonance, which is also when you rationalize a choice for yourself, saying, this is what I'm going to do, and these are the excuses that make me want to choose this thing, well actually you know in the back of your head, that's really not a good choice. So that was basically the 3 things together.
Okay, you don't want to say that the band is actually a bad choice, right? You're not saying that the band is actually a bad choice, right?
Very subtly, I'm saying.
See, the truth comes out.
No.
We shall talk about this later.
When the cameras are on.
Yeah, exactly. Get the band together and we'll have a serious
talk.
Both a lyrically and a musically concept in the album. But when you were writing this album, do you write as a whole band, or
It changes, I think, because we started out with you just writing everything.
Yeah, and Bertrand
And
also
Bertrand,
wrote some songs, and we have one song in retrospect that has its origin from a song that Joost actually wrote. I think he woke up at 4 a.m. one day and had this melody in his head, and he let us hear that, and we were like, or mostly probably I was like, that's crap, give it to me, I'll make something out of this, and that became in retrospect.
Yeah,
okay.
The basics
But,
of every song.
How it usually goes is me or Bertrand writes actually more like a concept for a song. So it has a basic structure, it has some melody things, some themes and stuff like that. But it's up to the band as a whole to make that skeleton actually into something mature.
Yeah.
And it varies per song how long that process takes. Some songs date back pretty far actually, and some are actually still pretty new.
Yeah.
It's a timely process with us, and usually when that skeleton has been made, Laura will...
I throw everything around then because it doesn't fit the lyrics.
She writes the lyrics, and we tend to make it fit together. Exactly. So it's definitely a combined effort. Yes.
Okay. That is something that has always really kind of baffled me. The way that one person writes music and then someone else makes the lyrics for that music. I mean, is it a bit of a puzzle to do that?
It's more like a feeling you get from the music.
Yeah, it's just a feeling that it elicits or evokes the music that he writes, or Bertrand, or just the band as a whole. And I read a lot of poetry and stories, and normally I just go through my lyrics that I already wrote, and then I think, okay, what fits, what am I feeling right now? And then obviously it never really completely is the same, matches. So then I write a little bit more, or I scrap a little bit, and then in the end it usually, it's quite similar.
It fits pretty well. Yeah, we change the song a bit as well, of course.
What I noticed in the album, which was one of the things that I loved about it very much, and when you were on stage playing, I felt that same thing, but even stronger, is the emotion that comes out of the music. And is there something that you do to get maybe in a sort of state of mind, or how do you do that?
Have fun. Actually have fun, because
we just have a lot of fun.
We just have a lot of fun.
It's just our passion.
The band as a whole, we're all very good friends, and we take actually a pretty lot of time to practice the songs together, and so that it really matches. It sounds a bit cheesy, but it really matches who we are. Everyone has his own way of playing, of course, and his own parts to play, and because we play it together a lot, it really becomes a whole very much. That's probably why it feels a bit more intense.
Yeah, and for me the lyrics are very personal, so once I get into the mindset of, okay, this is how I feel, then it's easy.
Yeah, and that's of course also the way I write the music, because that's also, writing music is also a feeling. I mean, if you listen to music, you think, oh, this sounds really great, or you get this skin issue everyone has.
You mean like goosebumps?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But that's also a feeling, and using that, you create the music, and it creates an intense feeling. So I think that's something I also feel in the lives. Yeah,
well, I think it's really amazing that you really feel that emotion when you play live. I think that is something that is very important, because then you can make a good connection with the audience. So that's pretty cool. Now I also noticed, and initially I thought, am I mistaken? Did I read it wrong? But I saw I heard you were grunting.
Yes.
That's no mistake on the website, or
did you like it?
I liked it, yes.
That's good to know. No, I'll try to continue this if I can. Well, normally Bertrand grunts for Kowai, but he was unavailable today. That's why we also had a different guitarist, as you probably noticed. So it was actually my chance to try my hand at grunting, and
he was like, every time he was like, okay, no, Bertrand, please don't, I want to do it. I was like, yes.
And he was finally like, okay, I'll go. So that's actually why I did it. And, well, everyone keeps saying that it was pretty good, so.
Thank you. Do you have to do something to your voice, or to be able to do it and not ruin your voice? I mean,
well, since I just started, I'm not really sure yet, but I do not try to force it out very much because I still have a voice right now, so that's a good sign. But as soon as I feel this, it's like a bit of a cutting edge to your voice, like a sore throat. That's a sign that you're doing it wrong. But it's more from here than from here. That's the way I do it right now, and it seems to be working fine. So it sounds okay. So yeah. But I probably need a bit more polishing, but I'm getting there.
Okay. Well, a lot of practice.
Yes, definitely.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. Something that I have been mentioning in my reviews, because I noticed, I listen to a lot of music and I hear a lot of debut albums, and I hear a lot of differences in it. And one thing that I noticed, with the information that came with the album, was that you had Joost van den Broek and Jeffrey Rivet doing a lot of work on the production, on the mixing, the mastering and everything. How did you get in touch with them?
We emailed him, I think.
Yeah, I think at first we were making a short list of who we wanted to work with us on the album. Because
we wanted to have a debut album is something you do one time,
really
so
good,
we wanted to make it the best we could possibly do.
Yeah. So we had the cost and the benefits, and we just got on the pro list. And I don't know how we got into touch with them. I guess both of them just had an email address, so we just emailed them, and then they listened to or Joost van den Broek, it was only him back then. And he listened to our music, and we talked with him. We met up with him, and he said, it's quite nice.
He liked it pretty much.
He liked it, yeah. These are the crazy persons in the band.
Go away, you idiots.
There's a reason we do the interview.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we got into touch with him, and he apparently liked our music.
Okay.
So he wanted to work with us, and we wanted to work with him, obviously, because he had a great track record as a musician, but also as a producer.
Yeah.
And back then he wasn't working with Stream of Passion or Epica yet, but as you know, he's done both of their productions as well.
Yeah.
So, which was actually the reason also why we have Jeffrey Rivet including in our list, because Joost van den Broek was very busy also with Epica at that moment, because our production was a little bit delayed. So we recorded vocals with Jeffrey, and they did the mixing and the mastering a little bit together. So that was how it went.
Okay, that's well. I think that's pretty cool. And then, you never had the idea we're going to do it ourselves.
No.
No, we wanted it to be really, really good. So.
Yeah.
We're not that confident in our own skill that we can.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if you know it, but we have 3 acoustic songs.
Yeah.
There was a little card in the original song.
I listened to them.
Yeah.
I think they're really beautiful.
Yeah, they're recorded in our own studio that we have right now by our sound engineer, and he recorded, mixed, mastered them. So that's the quality that we make, and the CD is the quality that Joost and Jeffrey Rivet make. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a really wise decision. I hear a lot of debut albums that sound okay, or sometimes even sound not just good enough, and then when I listen to this one, you could really hear the whole production is really good. It sounded really fantastic, and I am a bit of an audiophile, so that is something I find, at least I like it when bands do that, just do a little bit extra to create a great album.
And that's exactly the reason why we did it, because as I said
if you
before,
do it, you should do it well.
As I said before, a debut album is something you do once, and people are going to remember the first time hearing you, and if it's not awesome, then they forget you, and
so the
that's
next
a missed
album,
opportunity.
The next album we're going to just do in our garage somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah.
There's something I have to ask, but I think you guys get tired of it. being compared to Within Temptation.
Oh yeah, well, we get used to it.
You get used to it,
Like
okay.
that, yes.
Not tired of it yet?
No. Well, especially with...
I'm a woman. You play metal guitar.
Yeah, so that matches, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, well, people usually tend to tell us that you sound like one of the beginning albums of Within Temptation. I think you said it as well.
Yeah,
I heard it again today after the gig from different people. They say exactly the same thing. And well, I don't see that as being negative because well, we personally approve of those albums more than the ones they made after that. But
I agree.
Yeah, but it's not like we. I myself haven't listened to Within Temptation that much. Also, when we started out, I didn't really. I was more like an Epica guy, I think, or After Forever.
Yeah.
Within Temptation. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's just easy to compare us to them because they're so well known, and they started a little bit
exactly.
younger.
And but I don't see it as negative because see how big Within Temptation got.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's pretty nice to. So it's,
yeah, that's true. It can help, of course. Give you a little bit of an introduction. People at least have a frame of reference that they know what kind of music they can expect. So
although I think it's very different from them.
Yeah, we have our own ideas about the music, and when I write it, it's not like I'm thinking like,
this is their riff. Okay, let's copy that.
Exactly. I'm doing something with this frame of mindset. But it just comes out that way actually. So, we just do our own thing. And,
despite the general feeling I got, I definitely see that you have a different style and a lot of things that set you apart. I mean, for example, the fact that you are going more to the acoustic side of music than to the bombastic side. That is something I definitely like. I think these acoustic songs also have been a nice touch to at least add them as a link so people can hear a completely different side. I think that's really cool. So in that way you see that you are absolutely a different band, which is very good. And as I saw on stage, it's really definitely Kowai that you see, which is good. Now, you released the album yourself. Have you tried to get a label interested, or did you decide, we're going to do it on our own?
Yeah, we wanted to do this on our own because, especially with all the financial stuff going on, the labels basically they want either a very big name or they're not going to give you any money, basically. So it's not really profitable for us to do it with a label. We have thought about maybe contacting labels right now when we have something that's really that we're proud of. But beforehand, no, we didn't. We just wanted to have all the control ourselves.
Okay.
We're control freaks.
I think it's definitely a very brave step to do. I mean, it's not easy in this day. I mean, let's be honest, CD sales are declining, attendance to gigs is declining, so it's still, I think very courageous to do it, but I think that with an album like this, you can definitely be very proud, and I really hope that a lot of people are going to buy the album, and give you the support, and hopefully, that gives you enough support to work on a new album. Because that is something I'm interested in, of course, as well. I mean, you have the album out now and you're performing to support it, but are you already thinking ahead?
Yes.
We wrote a couple of new songs, I think. One of the songs we performed today is actually for the next album. But I think after the whole process of recording this album, it took very long, I think. So we needed a few months, I think 2 or 3 months to just, let it go, this is done, and then recharge, and now we're going to write new songs. We're actually busy with that right now.
But we've also had a point in the production process that we were so sick and tired of playing this that we wanted to play something different. So the creative process started a bit again back then as well. Just to have something different in the studio to practice on, and just to hear something different again. So one of those acoustic songs is also
2 of them, right?
2? Yeah, 2 of those. Correct. 2 are from the new album. But, you can already hear them in acoustic form.
Okay, that's something to look forward to.
If you buy the album.
If you buy the album, of course. And then you get the download link, and then you can listen to them.
Exactly.
Okay, that's very cool. I've I'm done with my questions, but is there anything you would like to add?
Metal!
Of course. Yeah, well. I remember you like the artwork.
Yes?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
He made the artwork.
I just had to do this. I'm sorry.
Show it again. Oh, you can see it.
It was a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
It took me a lot of time. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the concept, the different concepts they're in what way does the artwork relate to that?
Well, the booklet has differs in color per page.
Yeah, maybe you could show, like, because it has the concept of dissonance is obviously like the broken, fragmented
Yeah,
pages,
exactly.
which reflect
This?
the music.
Then they don't see you anymore, but... Oh, this is signed, by the way. Okay. So we have some...
And it's
okay.
it should be black, white, something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To have that feel a bit to it
Yeah.
as well.
the sadness also.
Yeah, also, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, like that, it does come in the artwork as well. And also, what we also had with our preload, the demo we released in 2009,
Yeah.
is something that is really something of Kowai. The butterfly is a bit, yeah, it's part of the logo actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, a metal band and a blue butterfly is not something that necessarily matches
That's true.
very well. So yeah, you could also see that as dissonance a bit.
Okay.
It all matches.
It all matches. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for a great show, for a fantastic album, and for taking the time to have a chat with me.
Thank you for the interview and for attending the show, of course.
Yeah.
We would like
It
to
was
see
my
you
pleasure.
again.
And I wish you a lot of luck for the future.
Thanks.
Thank you
And
very much.
look forward to hearing more music in the future.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to the next review of the new album when it comes out somewhere in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.